146-year-old family-run bakery in Staten Island going viral after Whoopi Goldberg made this claim about him.
Here's a wild story for you guys that happened over the weekend. Whoopi Goldberg, the famous actress and the co-host of The View, decided to throw a bakery under the bus on her birthday. She wanted a dessert called Charlotte Russe or whatever, but when she tried to order it, she said the bakery refused her, implying that it might be because of her political views.
My birthday dessert today was one of my mom's favorites from when she was a kid. And she talked about these all the time. They're called Charlotte Russe. And it's a sponge cake with whipped cream and a cherry on top. Now, I should tell you, Charlotte Russe has no political leanings. And the place that made these refused to make them for me. They said that their ovens had gone down, all kinds of stuff, but folks went and got them anyway, which is why I'm not telling you who made them. But can't be because I'm a woman, but perhaps they did not like my politics. Yeah.
Now the bakery, Holterman's, came back with a simple explanation. Their boiler was busted, so they couldn't take any big orders. That's it. No politics, no drama. But by the time they said that, Whoopi's words already caused some chaos. So this is not just a simple misunderstanding. It's about a small business getting hit hard because of something that wasn't true.
The sacrifices they've made, the holidays they've missed with their families. To make Staten Island better, they have sacrificed for 145 years. And frankly, the people who defamed the Holterman family should apologize to the Holterman family for making stuff up to suit their needs.
But let's break down this story and figure out why Whoopi went all in playing the victim here. I know the left loves Whoopi and the right hates her. At this point, she has become basically a very polarizing figure. I remember back in the day when she made funny movies like Sister Act and Sister Act 2. I'm a big fan of Eddie when she somehow became the coach of the New York Knicks. I'm not a big fan of The Color Purple. That looks pretty sad. I don't really watch a lot of sad movies on purpose. At one point, Whoopi Goldberg was actually funny, entertaining. Unless you are really in the far left, you find her entertaining. At this point, she does commentary and it's basically on one side. So it is what it is. That's your cup of tea. So Whoopi Goldberg goes on the TV and basically says, this bakery didn't serve me because of my politics. And that's a pretty bold thing to say, right? Like, not just I couldn't get my dessert, but this is a targeted attack on me. And I didn't see any information so far that suggested it was a targeted attack or even have that idea that someone didn't serve you because of your beliefs. They said they couldn't do it.
And just a little background for those who know, they had a boiler here. Again, it's been here 145 years. They had a boiler that was 60 or 70 years old. And the first week in November, guess what? It went on the fritz. They had to be replaced. And the reputation of Holterman's is impeccable, so rather than commit to something they couldn't guarantee, they said we can't do it. And the person who besmirched and defamed them took that as an insult to her. Well, get over it. This family will be here for, God willing, another 145 years.
When you look at it, Whoopi Goldberg has been loud and proud about being a liberal for decades. Nothing wrong with that. That's her thing. It is what it is. But when you're public about your views, it's easy to assume everyone who disagrees with you is out to get you. But here's the issue. The bakery had no idea what was coming. They weren't plotting some anti-Whoopi conspiracy in their secret boiler room. Their boiler was literally broken. That's it. End of story.
I think it was such a ridiculous thing to do. Inserting herself into a conversation about a local business and coming after a business, especially as a celebrity, can be incredibly dangerous. But the Staten Island community comes together. It was really self-serving, very self-centered. Businesses aren't thinking about Whoopi Goldberg. They're thinking about how to make sure they get out the best pastries as you see them right in the screen in front of you.
Whoopi wasn't buying the whole technical difficulties excuse. Instead, she doubles down on Instagram, implying that it's weird that they could refill one order but not hers.
So there seems to be a lot of talk about the dessert I requested for my birthday show. I never mentioned the name of the bakery or the location. It does seem a little odd that when we called a few weeks before my birthday and we were told they couldn't process the order for my birthday because of an equipment failure, but somehow they were able to accept an order of a different 48 of the same dessert when somebody else called without using my name. But it's all okay, y'all, because I enjoyed my delicious dessert and I had a happy, sweet birthday. Nothing better than that.
So this back and forth as they have to fix their broken boiler, now they got to deal with online issues and online mobs thanks to what Whoopi said. And what makes this worse is because we're at the end of the election season. Everyone has lost their minds. People are on edge, ready to turn anything into a political battlefield, right? And the idea that Trump won, and a lot of people are upset about that. And here comes Whoopi Goldberg tossing a casual "this is political bias" grenade into the room, into a small business. It's not really helpful. Meanwhile, this bakery is sitting there like, hey lady, we're just trying to keep the lights on. It's like throwing someone under the bus and then being shocked when people notice. So they had their own conference where they were able to explain the situation and see exactly what Whoopi did that was wrong.
A good business person doesn't care about anybody's politics. So with that, I'd like to call up Jill Holterman Bowers. She deserves 110% support. Jill, come on.
It's a community that I have to tell you, I'm so overwhelmed by the support between finding out yesterday this even happened, getting phone calls, and then people coming in, people from all over just supporting us in every way. We had phone calls yesterday from Alabama. Guy says, I'm going to give you $50, send it to a school, send them donuts, send them cupcakes. The support has been so overwhelming, and I know how hard my family has worked to keep this business alive, and I wish my father was here today to see this. He would never believe it. My bakers come in 2 or 3 in the morning just to have donuts and rolls for everybody to come in and say, we have the best rolls ever. And you know what? It took my whole family. It takes everybody, the community that comes every day to see us. We have this everyday conversation with everybody. How's the family? How's this? This is what makes Holterman's Holterman's. It's the community, it's my fellow everything that come out and us giving back to the community that makes this go round. And if it wasn't for you and Staten Island to make this work, we still wouldn't be here today.
And at this point, I don't really see what Whoopi's going to do other than it'd be nice to apologize. But the fact that she doubled down on her Instagram, it shows that it's less likely that's going to happen. And this, my friends, is why the victim card is so dangerous, especially when you're playing it from a position of power. Whoopi has a massive platform on The View. When she talks, people listen. Whether you like her or not, it happens. And when she cries foul, people believe her. But at the same time, it wasn't just a harmless complaint. It was a full-on hit job on a small business that didn't do anything wrong.
And I'm so glad that we see all the cars here, all the people coming in and out of the store today to send a message to the person who decided that she was too important for a boiler breakdown, that she had to have her pastries, and if it wasn't coming to her, it must have been someone else's fault. It must have been a directed insult to her. That would never be the case. Staten Islanders don't serve people based on their political opinions. They serve everyone who comes through their doors. And that is the case with the Holterman's family. And in case you can't tell, I love a good bakery.
The thing is, we are all way too jumpy right now. We're still very emotional. I know the election season is ending, which basically means everyone's either yelling or crying over each other, sometimes both. But instead of calming things down, I think Whoopi poured gasoline on the fire. She didn't have all the information. Why? A broken boiler suddenly becomes a political scandal. It's ridiculous. But here's the hard truth. Not everything is about you. Whoopi took a totally normal issue, equipment failure, and made it into some headline-grabbing sob story. And people who pay the price is not her. It's the bakery owners, their employees, and even their customers who suddenly had to deal with online trolls and random nonsense.
And I'd like to thank Whoopi Goldberg for recognizing Holterman's Bakery and Staten Island as the birthplace of her favorite cupcake. Anytime you want to come to visit Staten Island, I would like to extend a personal invitation for you to come and visit the Red Borough. What happened, whatever you said, we all know at this point in time it really wasn't true, but thank you very much for saying it. Thank you for giving us thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars of free advertising and free publicity. Thank you for introducing me to the Charlotte Russe.
Look, I get it. Celebrities are used to living in their own little bubble where everything's about them. But at some point, you have to realize that the real world doesn't work that way. This wasn't about Whoopi's politics. It was about a small business just trying to survive during a stressful time. But here's a tip for everybody, including Whoopi. Take a breath, maybe two. Not every inconvenience is a personal attack. And in times like this, when emotions are already running extremely high, the last thing we need is more unnecessary drama. And enjoy your cupcakes and get cheesecakes. Put in the comments below, what is your favorite pastry? Personally, I like to keep things simple. I like the regular butter loaf. That's all I need. I don't need anything extra than that. I mean, yeah, I'll try anything. I mean, I am a little fat, but I enjoy the simple things. But let me know, what you guys like? Cheesecake? Let me know. Put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.